Weekly Gear Update is brought to you by Mid-South Shooter Supply.
Welcome to Weekly Gear Update. I'm Steve Lawrence.
And I'm Ed Mobley. You have got a great looking pistol there, Steve.
Well, thank you, and so do you. You know, early in the year, we actually visited Shane Downing at Tactical Supply, and as you guys know from that video, they do a lot of custom millwork, stippling, things of that nature, Cerakote, and we had them go to town on some of our Glocks.
By the way, for folks in the audience, these have all been safety checked and are unloaded.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I tell you, I mean, I knew they did good work, and I knew that the pistol would look pretty good, but I really wasn't expecting it to look as good as it did. I mean, it way exceeded my expectations.
Well, you know, Glocks really go down, and I was having problems with my trigger, and I was like, after we visited Shane and I found out what it is that they do there, I said, take my Glock 17, here's my credit card.
Go to town.
Go to town, and then I'll just, tell me when it's ready, and I'll just pay for whatever it is. And so they did something very similar to your Glock 34 in terms of the stippling, right? So the stippling's pretty much the same.
Yep. Yeah, this is just a stock 34. I just had him do the stippling, which has been just terrific. I mean, no need to, I was using like grip tape and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just, would come loose and everything. But the stippling they do on here is really nice.
Yeah, it's first rate.
Yep.
Yeah, they actually come up underneath the trigger guard here, so when you actually grab the pistol, you got purchase here on the side of the frame, right? And it just locks into your hand so nicely.
Yeah, and people have different styles. I mean, some folks like to go like this with their fingers. Some say it's the worst thing you can do. That's fine.
Yeah.
You've got options. Or some folks, like to apply pressure with their thumbs here.
Yeah.
Some folks say that's the worst thing you can do. You've got options. So
but if you want to grip it there, you've got purchase on the
exactly.
pistol.
So whatever your preference is, it's just a really nice, thoughtful layout.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of the things that they did here is they did some frame modding. So you'll notice here in the thumb and over here on this finger, you can go ahead and feel that, how your thumb just kind of locks in there.
Yep, that's what they did on mine, yep.
And the other thing they did, obviously, is the millwork on the slide. So this is a standard Glock 17 OEM slide.
And as a contrast, I mean, it would look a lot like this 34 slide.
So they actually have several different CNC programs programmed in their machine. So I had my choice, and for this, they took a little bit off here, added some of these serrations on the front. And then on the top, they actually have milled out an RMR cut, and they have a top plate that you can put in there. So if you're not using an RMR, you can go ahead and fill that space in, but if you have an RMR you want to use, you can take that right out.
And an advantage of this type of RMR cut is you can put a sight in there and still co-witness with these sights. The current Glock factory configuration, unfortunately, you cannot co-witness, and that's been a bit of criticism that Glock has gotten on some of their factory options that allow you to put an optic on there. So I think this approach is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. And then of course I've got the True Glow sights, and then in order to fix the trigger problem, they went ahead and put in a high-end pyramid trigger. So these are CNC milled triggers all the way through. It's fully adjustable in sort of pre-travel and over-travel, and it retains all the safety features of the original Glock trigger.
Yeah, I mean, I've been feeling that trigger, and while my 34 comes with the lighter weight disconnector and is quite a nice factory trigger, I'm definitely going to roll with that, because that is just like a night and day improvement. I mean, and you can just drop those straight in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Probably the only other thing I'm probably going to do is maybe get a mag extension, a mag well that's flared out, and then he hooked me up with a mag extension here So that pops in, obviously, just like that. So super great work. I've been really happy so far, and glad that we could show that off.
Yeah, so definitely check out the folks at Tactical Supply. We also did video with them when we visited their facility, and if you live in the Yakima area, I mean, by all means, I mean, they've just got a terrific facility there.
If you're interested in this, even in just the mill work, or you can send out the frame to them, you can just send the slide right to them and they can do that, as well as whatever Cerakote job you want as well.
Yeah, and if there's just one thing you want to do, quick and easy for $60, you can send them your lower frame, and they've got a pretty quick turnaround. Of course, the machine work and the Cerakoting, there are different options, so you'd have to talk to them about the actual pricing.
Great. Hopefully you guys found this very interesting. Remember, life's an adventure.
Stay on target.